What's up guys, Dr. Kyle Loveless here. Welcome again to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about the 3 things that I found that most people do not realize that could be causing their psoriasis. And guess what? It's not diet, it's not the lack of some sort of a vitamin or mineral or supplement. It's actually none of those. I think those are great things. I think it's things you should be doing. But there's actually a whole lot more to the picture. And so when people, maybe comment or email me and say, I'm following this eating plan, I'm following these supplements, and it's just, I can't get rid of my psoriasis. It doesn't work. I've done the gluten-free, I've done the sugar-free, I've done these things. I've gone keto, I've gone carnivore, I've gone vegetarian, whatever it is that you've tried, and you still have psoriasis, or you still have some sort of an autoimmune response happening in your body. Because the things I talk about, guys, by the way, I talk a lot about psoriasis, but these things transcend psoriasis. The things I'm teaching you are for you to live at a much higher level of health and performance, not just simply get rid of the skin problem. But of course, that's the first thing we want to see happen if you have psoriasis, right? And so there's 3 things that I've found that, well, there's actually more than 3, but these are the 3 most common things that I found that will actually cause people to have psoriasis. Now I want to say this, there's a predisposition genetically to having psoriasis. So what that means is that if you have psoriasis, you're likely to be predispositioned, meaning if you do the wrong things, that's what you're going to get, but it doesn't mean you have to have it. We know that genes aren't, the things that come in our genetic line are not something we have to experience, but things like epigenetics have proven that we can turn these genes on and off by our lifestyle choices and the things that we do in our life. Our environment will help our body respond to the environment, will actually change those. And so the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to what could be causing the psoriasis that's not diet and not not diet and not supplements is toxins, right? We live in a very toxic world. We live in a chemical field world, and few people realize that chemicals actually play a huge role in a lot of these autoimmune responses. And I would say probably the biggest role for a lot of people in these autoimmune responses is overload of toxicities. And this can happen from everything from, we get vaccines when we're born. These have a lot of heavy metals and chemicals in there, whether you believe in that they're effective or not. That's not the question. It's the fact that they do have a lot of chemicals in there and they do store in our body. And there's never really been very few studies on to see where these chemicals go. The studies I've read actually on aluminum is that it goes and stores in the brain, right? Which is why a lot of these things are linked to Alzheimer's. And so we know that heavy metals are very big part of this. So toxins from that, toxins from medications. You realize in America, and I know some of you are from all over the country, all over the world listening, but just in America, we're 5% of the world's population. I wonder if, put in the comments, just guess, what do you think the percent of medications that we take in America are? So we're 5% of the world's population. What percent of the world's medications do you think we take? All right, so put that in the comments. I'll come back to it, but we take a very high percentage. I'll just say that. But we're the sickest country in the industrialized world. So we're the sickest country in the industrialized world, but we take a ton of the world's medications. So there's something missing there, and what we've really realized is one of the most toxic things in our world is all the medications we're taking. Unfortunately, it's in our water system and things like that. So toxins is a big one. And I'm not talking about just chemicals like medications. I'm talking about the cleaning products we use in our house. I'm talking about molds and other biotoxins, like root canals create bacteria and they're constantly releasing toxins. Lyme that can build we're seeing a lot of this in the world today is people that have Lyme disease that they never got rid of the toxins in their body, and it keeps recirculating. And so a lot of these things link back to psoriasis could be the symptom or the sign that you're seeing from this overactive immune response. Too much fluoride, right? Too much chlorine, too much bromine. Those things act as iodine. They attach to the receptors on the thyroid and then create this autoimmune response where your body's attacking your thyroid. And so we know that chemicals play a big role in that. And so go back, I shot videos on how do you detox your body and detox your environment. Go back and watch those. But it could absolutely, your psoriasis issue, yeah, keep eating right because you're reducing stress on your body. Take supplements because they can help build your body up and strengthen your body. But there's a missing link, and it might be for you, it might be toxins, right? And so it's not just go do a detox, look at your environment. We can't just, there's no reason to detox the body if we're just gonna keep putting it back in, right? So we need to look at our environment, try to reduce the unnecessary, the chemicals that we can control, right? Number 2 is gonna be emotional stress. Go to the video I did on 5 things to change with your emotional stress, to help you, with your emotional stress. But emotional stress is absolutely a big player in any autoimmune response, and that what few people realize is that stress isn't just emotional, it's physical and it's also chemical, and our body doesn't know the difference. So when we live in a high stressed environment, our immune response is going to be suppressed and can become overactive over time from that being chronic suppression and from the adrenal fatigue that comes with it. And so what I'm getting at is that physical, chemical, all these things play a role, but the emotional stress we have to address. If there's a loss, we have to go through the healing process of that. If there's unmet expectations, we have to go through that healing process and realize life isn't just about us expectations being met, right? We have to look at our perception in life and shift our perception, because that's playing a big role in an autoimmune response in your body. Absolutely. You can eat perfect, but if that isn't addressed, it's going to still stay there. Eating good is good, I'm saying that, but emotional stress plays a big role. The last one are physical traumas, so past injuries or micro traumas. So past injuries like a car accident or things like that can play a big role. Sleeping on your stomach all night long like this is a micro trauma on your nervous system. Being at a computer all day long in this position like this, right, head forward and hunched down, that literally locks your spine and your nervous system up. It puts you into a fight or flight response. We know that 90% of the stimulation to your brain comes from your spine moving. So if your spine doesn't move, your body literally shuts down. Every one of us has felt that when we've sat for long periods of time versus when we go out and move, right? And so these three things right here could be what's actually leading to your psoriasis. Remember, physical stress on your body. Sitting is one of the biggest physical stresses in our environment today. Prolonged sitting, and sitting, that physical stress, that emotional stress, and that chemical stress, those toxins, all play a role in how your body's healing from psoriasis. So these are all areas we need to address. I go through a lot of this, guys, in the psoriasis program course. If you want the Conquering Psoriasis course and program, we're almost finished with it, but it's on sale right now. So go to the links below in the description, go to that and get that course. I promise you're gonna love it and you're gonna get a ton out of it. We've seen some pretty cool things happening with it already. All right, you guys have an awesome day. If you want any more information on this, continue to watch these videos and continue to become your own health expert. Subscribe, share this with others. That's how we help and influence more people. You guys have an awesome day.